Hello, my beautiful people. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope y'all feeling well. Your families are safe. I am outside the jail, the Allegheny County Jail. Recently, a woman had reached out to me on Facebook, and she had asked me if I was able to come down. She had reached out because I did a lot of chalk outside the jail. Others have too. Kind of just to support the inmates, something for them to look out the window and see. So a woman had reached out to me on Facebook and asked me if I could come down, if I had time to really just show support. One of her friends is in there. She told me what side. So that was last week, and I had said I would come down this week, and I wasn't able to really come down. But today I had time. So since I had time today, I decided to get some chalk, and I wanted to come down here to the jail and write some things to kind of just lift people's spirits. He's reading it, so that's good. So a lot of the stuff that I wrote is just really stuff to uplift their spirits, kind of help them feel like people are caring, people do support them. This right here, I'm not sure if I wrote that right, and I'm not going to pronounce it wrong either, but I wrote that in Spanish. Again, it's literally, all I ever did was really just wrote stuff to kind of just help them feel supported. The date and the time, you don't always know that when you're in there. Of course, be safe and pray. Just kind of super supportive things, y'all. Again, someone reached out and asked if I could just come down and just draw something so that folks know that people do care, that their families are caring, because again, it was her friend. Others do care. I don't know what that is. I just got bored. Do not give up, of course. And behind the back of the jail, if you don't know, is a trail. And behind the trail is where a lot of inmates are. So I had went back there prior to coming up here, and I wrote some things on the trail, which I'll post in photos. I'm not allowed to turn it. But it's really just a lot of supportive words. And then down here, as I'm about to take you guys, it says something else. It's more political. But over here is where the inmates can see. I've done this a few times, and I've contacted with a couple inmates, so I know where they can see and where they can't. Down there further, they can't really see because of the trees and such, so I just try to do that right. If anybody knows Spanish, is that correct? I definitely Googled it and tried to write it in Spanish, because that's something that someone else told me to consider when I was doing this. Now down here is where I wanted to make my point for the folks coming and going. Someone left their mask, mad disrespectful. But right here, of course, is where I wanted to say something. I did write smile down there. Can't see it, but I did write it down there. Of course, inmates need masks too. If you see corrupt, Orlando Harper does not care. Call the county. Richie Fitzgerald. Guards are infecting inmates. And there's a mask right there. They don't have enough PPE for the guards, so the guards are bringing the virus into the jail to the inmates. The inmates are spreading the virus amongst them. That's a problem. Inmates have rights too. They should have rights here at the ACJ. Unfortunately, they don't have many rights because the warden and those that are responsible for the rights of the inmates just don't do their part. However, they should have rights, and they do have rights. And it is our responsibility to make sure that they are respected. But again, this is just so that people that walk past can see, hey, there's an issue. If you want to blame someone, you can call the county. Orlando Harper is a problem. He's part of the problem. But again, it was really more or less about this stuff here. It was about showing the inmates love. And I've been getting people banging on the window a little bit. They always appreciate it because they don't get much. And right now, visits are cut. You're not allowed to really visit. Phone time is cut. If you don't know, they're only giving them a certain amount of time on the phone. You're not able to just go and call on the phone, like with your pay card or with your time card, I believe it is. And your commissary is cut. They're not really giving them commissary. They're not giving them the option. They're just not letting the inmates be inmates. And as you see, everybody else leaves at the end of the day. They all leave at the end of the day. And I understand that people want to say that these people are criminals. That may be true. They may be criminals. Does that matter? Do they still not deserve rights? It's not fair. It isn't right, and we can't kind of accept it. So if you got time, make sure you're calling down, checking on your people for one. If you can, talk to them. And if you want to make a complaint, you can call down to the county executive's office, Rich Fitzgerald. You can let him know your frustrations and your concerns. You can call the warden. You can email the warden. You can email all of the wardens, the deputy wardens. It's a lot of them. But if you want to do anything else, if you don't feel like doing any of that, and you have somebody who is in this jail, right here, if you have your family, your friends in this jail, and you want to support them, you want to show them some love, it's not hard. Grab yourself some chalk. It costs a couple dollars. And just come down and show them some love. Show them that you're still thinking of them. Show them that you still care about them, because they definitely need it. They need that love. They need that support. They need to know people do care. They need to know people are caring. And last week, if you don't know, they had a drive protest that was a vehicle protest outside the courthouse to support these inmates. Everyone drove around, I believe, for half an hour, and it was nonstop beeping. There were folks on the street expressing their views and their feelings, things like that, expressing their concerns. But honestly, you could just come down and talk. They do see it. They do appreciate it. People do contact me and say that their family appreciate it. So you can come down and talk. I don't do it as much because I don't have as much time, but I made time today. And I'm about to go make time for something else. So if you have time, come down, show the inmates some love. And in the meantime and in between time, y'all love a stranger. I'll see y'all soon, real soon.